This is Patrick Roth, Senior Support Technician for E1 Business Solutions. Today we're going to look at creating a SmartList Builder GoTo to the Edit Payables Transactions window. I guess recently the person was looking to build this one and wasn't able to find them. If you've never created a GoTo before in SmartList Builder, if possible, always look at the built-in GoTos that already exist. So if there's a GP SmartList that exists, and it goes to the window you want, there should be all the same here in the built-in go-tos. So for example, this is payables transactions or posted payables transactions. And so we would think of one of the payable transaction smart lists. And so we could give it a name. And if we would look, we would see the built-in ones, and none of these match. So always do check for built-in go-tos. If there isn't a built-in go-to, then realistically, the only way we can do this from a SmartList Builder perspective is use the open form go-to. So we'll go back to the go-to window, and we'll use the open form. And I'll call it Edit Payables Transactions. Microsoft, it's Payables Purchasing. And Edit Payables Transactions. So we have the form. So this would open up the form, but it wouldn't do anything else. If we look at the Edit Payables Transaction window, basically what you want to do is you always want to drive the UI. So if we look, the required fields, and if I was doing this manually, is I would enter the vendor, I would enter my document type in a drop-down list format, and then of course the number of the document we want to open. So the UI doesn't seem too difficult for us to drive. So if we go back and we'll open up our go-to, you almost always want to use a set field value and run the field script. So you could also choose to just set the value of the field and not run this change script, but I would advise against that. You almost always want to let Dynamics GP business logic do what it's supposed to do. We don't want to circumvent that. So this is why it defaults. This is almost always what you want to do. And we find vendor ID is there. We do have the vendor ID from our table. And so we can select that. So that should fill us the vendor. The next one is this document type field, which conveniently is at the top of our list again. And one thing you do have to watch out for is depending on how you get your data. In this case, the user was using a SQL view and the document type was words. So we do see in the smart list, the document type does show as words. Save this. But since we're using a GP file as a destination, we can see the integers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which correspond to the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. So that works out good for us. In the case of the other case, we had to implement a calculated field so that we translated the words back to the integers so that we could properly create this go-to. And the last one, again, set field and run script. The last one is the document number. Now this one's a little bit trickier in that it shows number here. And how do we know what field that is? Usually they match the prompts. They don't always. But in this case, L document number is the field. There's just that one. So we would pick that one, and that matches our document number field. So we have one open go-to form, which could open the form itself. We will set our 3 fields, and not sure what it wants a default. We'll pick a default if it didn't for you, and save it. In posted transactions, we have our one GoTo, and if we pick this one, so let's pick this invoice, and it opened properly, it is invoice 1005. Okay, let's close it and let's find payment, and also opened up. So this does look like it worked successfully, and we done what we needed.